Welcome to lesson 7146, simplifying trigonometric expressions. Okay, let's simplify by factoring and using identities. So, what we're going to do is factor out a sign. And I need to turn on a marker here. So if I factor out a sine of x, I get sine squared x plus cosine squared x. Sine squared x plus cosine squared x is 1. And we bring down sine x, and anything times 1 is itself, so that just equals the sine of x. Okay, let's look at example 4. But before we look at example 4, I do want to point out these brackets. When something is in brackets, that means this whole expression is in the numerator. So if I had to write this again, we got secant x plus 1 times secant x minus 1 all over sine squared x. Our next step, let's multiply these by double distribution. We get secant squared x minus 1 over sine squared x. Okay, our square identities tell us that the secant squared minus 1 is the tangent squared. So we got the tangent squared over the sine squared. And since the tangent is the sine squared over the cosine squared times 1 over the sine squared, the sines cancel out. We're left with 1 over the cosine squared. And 1 over the cosine is the secant. So we got the secant squared of x. Okay, this one, they want us to simplify by combining fractions. So now we got to think about fractions. Our denominators are not the same. And when you add and subtract fractions, your denominators had to be the same. So we're going to have to make the same denominators. So if I take the first fraction, the cosine of x, 1 over 1 minus the sine of x, and I multiply it by the cosine of x over the cosine of x, so they had the same bottom. And I subtract sine x over cosine x, which could be the tangent, but I'm going to multiply 1 minus the sine x, top and bottom. So you take the denominator of one fraction, multiply it top and bottom to the other fraction, and we took the denominator of the second fraction and multiplied it top and bottom to the first fraction. So I get cosine squared x. Distributing the sign, I get negative sine x plus sine squared x all over, let's leave this as 1 minus the sine x times the cosine of x. Let's just leave that like that for now. I'm come back to it. Okay. Cosine squared plus sine squared, we know this and plus makes 1. So I got 1 minus the sine x over 1 minus the sine of x times the cosine of x. And you might be saying, where did the minus sine x come from? It came from right there. Let's continue this on the next page. Okay, so from the previous page, this is where we were. 1 minus the sine x in the numerator, 1 minus the sine x times the cosine x. We see the top and bottom cancel out. which we're left with 1 over the cosine of x, which is the secant of x. That concludes this lesson. Go do some practice.